Hi. Surprise, we told you we were coming on at 8 because I moved the time back. But we're here. And I'm queer.
Are you sure
that we're live?
that you're queer?
Oh! Yes. Confirmed. So, all right, Laura, I had a poll going, and it was, what is our spice level going to be tonight? One. We had mild mayonnaise is spicy to me. Medium pepper is spicy for me. Hot, I'll eat a jalapeno right now. Or extra caliente, which is butt pucker hot. And that is the one that won. We're going to have a wild night filled with laughs and fun. But before we do, tell the folks how wonderful you are and who you are.
I am Laura Nettles. Found it. I have this book. It is not spicy. It is more spooky. For October, should be a good time. It's 101 short horror stories. I do have more spicy romance under my pen name, Samantha R. Silverstone, on the Amazons. They are in Kindle Unlimited. And I am here.
Yay! All the links for Laura are in the description box below. I am going to go through. Oh, that's why that's happening. I keep clicking on the actual YouTube, which is on this other screen. And I'm like, why are they not coming up on the screen? Hello, welcome. We're going to have a good night, clearly. Margaret was here first. If you guys don't know, Margaret is finishing up Fireside Chat over on her channel. It is pinned right now in the comments. So go by and give her a little love and say hello to RC. And her other guests, they're having a good time. That is the link. This tells you what you can do. If you're new, we do writing prompts. And find us over on the Instagram at boop. Whoops, is that the right one? Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I changed it and put Nettles animation. Oh, I pressed save. Blast. I'll change it later. Okay, we're going to have a great night. Things are going great. RC, hey, good to see you. Anna, hello. Joanne, hi, good to see you. Hey, Labyrinth. No, you did not miss it. We were all messed up and crazy on time. Hey, Cool Gamer, how are you, friend? Good to see you. Morgan Lee. Christian's ready for a wild night. Caliente is what won, so, but pucker hot, get ready, friends. Hey, Hazelnut, how's it going? Deidre, hey. Lady, hello. Yes. So that is the crew. There's an honorable mention tonight. I did hear from JC. She could not be with us, having a health issue. So keep her in your thoughts and be thinking about JC, and hopefully she will be on the mend and back with us soon. So do we want to do any other announcing before we prompt someone? Prompt people? Or just want to hit them cold?
Cold turkey.
Okay. Do we want to let him vote? Do we just want to pick 1 and 2? How do you want to do this? This is your night. What are you feeling? Do you want to
1 and 2?
Okay. We'll start with number 1.
Yes, Roy. I know.
Oh, and I have snacks. I did Sour Patch Kids and Lemon Heads because I'm an adult.
I'm gonna go feed Roy when this prompt starts.
Go feed Roy. No, you feed Roy. I'll get the prompt and read it and chit chat about it. And then when you come back, we'll start. Okay. So the prompt is, it's the night of a blue moon. Crickets sing their love songs and fireflies dance in mating rituals. It's the night of a fated encounter. How much do you love that? Isn't that great? I know, Laura's wicked talented. If you thought I wrote that, please. Mine are garbage next to that. Okay, Roy is crying, so hungry, like can't even deal. Oh, editing videos, Katie, I haven't done that in so long, yay. Oh, I'm so glad you're feeling well enough to be here. It's not the same without you. Roy does need a hug, not feeling it. See, I'm telling you, people. The breakfast of champions. No, I was kind of tired after work. I was like, oh, we're going to need some snacks. So we got Starburst. I'm glad to hear it. Give me your snacks. I know, isn't that one good? I know. Okay, we're only doing 30-minute timer, though. We're going to keep it shorter. So, but fated mates, I know. I know. It's everything. It's got it all. How's Roy? Did he like blood
He's
sugar's back?
snarfing.
Okay, well,
I
good.
have to crunch up treats on top of his food for him to eat it, and I have to stay within sight for him to eat it.
Oh, really? That's
Yep.
funny. Okay. Riley wants me nowhere near, but I have to go and like Pete's farmer's dog. So we have to go like spoon it back up to the top of the bowl because it'll get under her. Like she can't. So
Oh gosh.
it's a thing. Like Ricky and I realized we could never leave without her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going spicy, even though I'm eating sour. What about you? What are you feeling on your own prompt? Spicy, sour?
Tragedy.
Everyone dies. I know. These are a lot of spoiled babies, actually. I feel like Laura and I could have a contest for who wants to come back as the other one's dog. Laura's going to make us sob again, maybe.
Oh gosh.
Maybe. Okay, I'm
I
excited.
just watched a very tragic documentary, so maybe.
We'll see where she goes. Comedy, tragedy with a side of horror. See, laughter through tears, my favorite emotion. Okay, it's I dropped a. Okay, well, that is really sad. It lost its head.
You
Like,
didn't
what is
even bite it off.
I know. I'm like, what does that even mean?
It must be a French bear.
I'm like, it means something. French. Oh, Laura. I was like, what does it mean? There's some deep meaning in my Sour Patch Kid. Such an element. I know, right? These are my people because I too was like getting real deep with it. I was like, wait a minute, this means something. Okay, so are we ready? Laura, do you mind doing our? Do you still have the free thing where we don't have? Okay, well, let's do. You do the timer.
Oh heck yeah! Ads.
I know. Sorry, y'all.
The only ads I watch are the trailers of movies in front of the movie in the theater.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Oh, fun. Okay.
How long are we doing? Not invite, share screen.
What do you want to do? 30 minutes? Like even Steven, or do you want to ask people? JC's not here, so it won't be like 45.
Let's do a 35.
Okay. I will see you all in 35 minutes. Better mute myself in case I burp.
Or worse.
I know. Did have a colonoscopy this week, so it could fart. Never know. A lot of gas. Dag nabbit, I didn't finish. How'd you do?
Pretty good.
Good. Good. Are we gonna cry? Are we gonna laugh? What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
All right, let's quickly say hello to some folks who popped in while we were sprinting. Hey Heather, good to see you, friend. Hope you're doing well. Oh, yay for voting. Good. It did say 8 p.m. We started early, Eva. It was like early gay time. I don't know. It's a thing. We're trying. I don't know. It's new. Hey, welcome. Good to see you again, friend. Just had a book release, so check it out.
Nice.
Yes. I'm here juggling text messages. Oh no, Regina. Hello. Hope you're feeling better and getting better. I wrote like 200 words and the rest are coming. That's okay. We did say spicy, so get spicy. We just want to have Laura read it or else she'll turn like all shades of red. 50 Shades of Red. Writing a scene where Lydia and Xavier get up to a little baking and some mischief, but now I'm doing some research for what Lydia wears in the scene. Okay. Research rabbit hole. Been there. Des just uploaded. Ruh-roh. Gotta watch. Sliding by for a quick hi. We love ya. Spookies. Hi, Nick. Yay. Hey, Felicia. Good to see you, friend. How are you? Haven't talked to you in a minute. Crackling and rolling managed to write good. 53 words written. That's okay. Dang it. I was just getting good. Send it. Yay. Send it. Okay. That's what I was going to say. If you wrote on that one, send it to me at Barrett_Laurie or to Laura at Nettles.animation on Insta. Are you updating it? Thank you. You're so talented.
What? No, I'm responding to somebody on Instagram.
Oh, blast. Okay. All right. So send it to us on Insta. I'm going to pull up Insta so I have it. And if you don't hear me talking about seeing your piece in Instagram, you might mention it to me just in case you're in my, what was it called? General file or required? I don't know. There's some special file that I have. Requests. Hello. Thank you. Required. I don't know what that was about. Request. That's 653. That's great. I only hit 400. So you killed me, Deidre.
645.
645. Oh my gosh, you guys were killing it. Okay. Well, do you want to read yours first, Laura? Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Yay. Okay.
Let me make it bigger. Okay. It does not have a title yet.
Okay.
The moonlight is so bright it warms my skin like the sun I remember from the before times. The saturated blue lunar light halos the braided hair of the one walking the woods, tinting her pastel dress with the deeper colors of my world. Sarah. The human woman sighs into the night air as she reaches her secret spot, the ring of rock she dances in away from the prying eyes of men. Tonight, I shall join her. Leaves rustle as she removes her leather shoes, socks, and outer layer of her dress. Her skin reflects blue, taking on the color of nature. Crickets pick up their love songs, comfortable with her presence. The stars above reflect in her eyes as she moves, long, elegant limbs moving in mesmerizing ways. Her head tilts back, a silent exhalation of joy she spins in her moment of freedom. I slip to the edge of the trees, sliding out of my outer layers as well. The breeze flutters teasingly at my slip and bare shoulders. I know her fingers would be even more erotic if they touched me the same. Fireflies light up, dancing in mating patterns, passed on since evolution gave them the power to glow. Sarah glows brighter than them all. Stepping into the ring, I join in her dance, arms moving in synchronization with her own. She freezes, doe eyes wide, clutching her arms around her torso to hide her almost revealed self. Slowly, with all the gentleness I possess, I begin to dance, then offer a hand. I could use my powers, gaze into her eyes and flit into her mind, persuade her this is what she wants. But I don't. I like her mind, so full of curiosity and not broken by those she sneaks away from for moments like these. I will not mess with her head like they do. I close my eyes, hands still extended, and wait. Her breathing fills my ears as she approaches. 1 step, 2 steps. Delicate fingers slide along mine, fragile with humanity, yet tentative with hope. Leaves crunch beneath our feet as I lead us through the first dance. Little touches here and there, a graze of a finger to an elbow, knuckles whispering to the lips. But on the second dance, she gets bolder, and I relish in it. By the third, My hand is on her back, her arm around my neck. I tug out her braid, letting her locks fly. My slip strap slides down my shoulder to rest on my arm. Her eyes linger on the revealed skin, and I know. Reaching out, I bring her hand to cover the revealed flesh over my heart. The thrumming in my veins pulse under her touch. Her fingers press in, exploring what is on offer. I let the slip fall lower, inviting her fingers to caress even more, to feel me beneath her, to know another. She pulls her hand back, and I bite back my moan of disappointment. But she stands there, gazing at me as if I'm the most beautiful creature she's ever seen. Then she lets her slip fall to match. I gaze at the revealed beauty, hesitant to touch it lest it dissolve beneath my destructive grasp. She closes the distance between us once more, bringing her slightly chapped lips to mine. I respond immediately, one hand sliding into her hair, the other to an exposed breast. I swallow her moans and drink in every sound of her repressed music, memorize it and harmonize. We must stay quiet, for sounds travel far in these woods. It is the night of our first joining, but not our last. That's it.
Is that all, Samantha? Let me get a moist cloth.
Oh gosh.
Wow, that was hilarious. Started things off a little steamy. I like it.
You said go spicy.
No, I loved it. That was caliente. I yes, ma'am. Yeah, we have to put this up because, yeah. 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 Well, rewind, you'll hear Laura's spicy story that was, she's like, that's it. And it's like, yeah, I know, I need a towel. That's what I needed. And a wet shower. No, it was good. That was really good. That was a beautiful little love scene.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not going after that one. I'm going to read someone else's. Okay, I sent you two, by the way.
Okay.
And I'm going to read Katie Ann's because it is a little spicy. So let's do spice with spice. I'm going to follow up with Katie Ann's. Are you ready?
All right.
Oh, girl, I'm going to have to make this bigger. Hold on, y'all. I'm old. We got to make this a larger size. Let's make it 150. There we go. Grandpa can see. Are we ready?
Yes.
Windows are always open. Celine loves the sound of the ocean tickling the shore, loves to feel the playful touch of the breeze on her skin. When she first met Ainsley, it was a night much like this. Although, back then, she was standing on the edge of the pier, apart from the roaring crowd of couples eager for the Ferris wheel, the children sticky with fluorescent cotton candy, and the rambunctious boys all elbowing each other to try to get a place at one of the carnival games in an effort to win a teddy for one of the pretty girls giggling not too far off. Celine tips her head back, and she breathes in sharply. She can almost smell the salted caramel popcorn, and she smiles. As much as she likes those summery nights full of sugary air and screams of joy, this quiet night is much more her style, especially since it is as if the years have slipped through her fingers. In this timeline, she lies in a clawfoot bathtub. A floor below, a party is raging on. Elena has already brought Celine 2 cocktails. One was a fizzy blue thing to honor the moon, and the second was a vodka Red Bull, a guilty pleasure that led Elena to wink over the rim of her own can. Celine has been in the water for longer than she probably should, watching the moon rise over the horizon out of the large open window. She wants to enjoy it as much as she can, soak in the warm water and the sweet scents of luxury bubbles and bath bombs. Humans are the most creative little creatures. The crickets hum a love song on the breeze. A firefly lands on the wavy pane of glass. This old beach house is stuck somewhere between time and space. It's peaceful here, and Celine holds out her hand. Bubbles glisten on her dark skin, her nails painted silvery for this occasion. The firefly hops off the window and lands on her skin, blinking happily at her. Where is she? Celine asks softly, even though she knows. She hovers, her fingertips over the firefly, coaxing her ring finger over its back without touching, so as not to disturb the delicate wings. Go on and find her, she whispers to the firefly, and it winks at her before it vanishes. Sorry I'm late, a breathless voice says, and Celine doesn't look up. She lays her arm over the side of the tub and lets her hand dangle. She rests back on the tub pillow behind her neck and closes her eyes. Ainsley, she breathes. The last bits of tension that she was clinging to slice away like droplets of water off her skin. There's the soft rustle of clothes, and Celine knows her lover is kneeling beside her. She opens her eyes a fraction, just to look through her lashes. Ainsley lays her cheek against the cool porcelain, facing away from Celine. Her fingertips barely brush the water, the bubbles fragrant with jasmine and lavender. Her lover is thinking, always thinking. Dearest, Celine draws the back of her hand over Ainsley's elbow, and she shudders from the touch. The water is cool, Ainsley says, reaching out to turn on the hot water again. I've been waiting. I know. Nothing else needs to be elaborated. They have until the moon sets, and then Celine will go back to her ancient duty. So they don't waste their time together apologizing and fumbling. My little stargazer, Celine says, filling her voice with warm affection. Ainsley finally turns her head to look at Celine. Her chestnut hair is piled in a wild bun on the top of her head. Her eyes are sleepy behind her round framed glasses, and her lips are as pouty as ever. So delectable and kissable. Celine has to restrain her longing. There is no need to rush now. That will come later, when the darkest parts of the night start to give way to the blue hour before dawn. I've missed you. Ainsley's hand dips below the bubbles, and Celine is struck with a lightning strike of heat. I look at you every night. Celine slides her leg up, planting her foot against the bottom of the tub. Ainsley's fingertip, drawn down from the inside of her knee to her thigh. Celine shivers, and she bites her lower lip to keep from whining already. Ainsley likes to take her time, and her fingers are almost lazy as they trace patterns on her skin. Warmth floods the water from the tap, and Celine lifts her other foot to turn it off. I dream of this, Ainsley murmurs as her knuckles brush against the crease of Celine's hip. Dream of you. Celine's breath hitches, and Ainsley smiles, clearly enjoying this teasing. Celine shifts, and the water sloshes overside, wetting Ainsley's t-shirt and definitely soaking her pants from where she kneels on the tile. Ainsley's fingers skirt over where Celine wants them, and she presses her hand to her sternum. Sliding up with the bubbles to press against her, her heart thumps wildly. This is the only night she has one. Then Ainsley's palm curves to cup her breast, thumb brushing back and forth against her nipple, and Celine can't hold off her whimpers. You're so soft here, Ainsley remarks. Her lover is a scientist in her daily life, and while Celine is usually an object of affection, with Ainsley, she is a creature to be studied, to be catalogued, and then drawn to the highest heights of pleasure. This worship is always calculated, but something about it is so tender that Celine is addicted to it, even though the scrutiny sometimes makes her skin itch. Ainsley leans forward, keeping her thumb gently teasing Celine's nipple to be hard. Celine arches her back, and Ainsley kisses the hollow of her throat. Her lover smells like pencil lead and paper. Ainsley's other hand slips beneath the water, and her index and middle fingers draw in a slow downward tug against Celine's clit. Pleasure spikes up Celine's back, and her back bows. Ainsley's teeth scrape against her pulse point. Her fingers are sure and relentless. Ainsley. Celine chokes out as the waves of warm pleasure tumble against her. The breeze caressing her skin is almost a taunt. She's touched everywhere, and yet barely at all. Heat draws a taut cord within her, and she's so close. Come for me, Ainsley murmurs, her voice a raspy purr, and she synchronizes her fingers' movement against her clit and her nipple at the same time, and the tide breaks. Celine shudders and rides the wave, Ainsley stroking her through it, and then, finally, kisses her slack lips as she calms. You really did miss me, Celine pants as she returns to her body, her skin as slick with the bath water and sweat. Ainsley smirks and peppers Celine's face with soft, tender kisses. Of course I did. We only do this once in a blue moon. Celine rolls her eyes. Ainsley's smirk softens, and she pulls back. Celine catches her wrist, not wanting to be too far from her lover. Where are you going, my stargazer? She tries to hide the panic that surges from the base of her spine. Only to get you a fluffy towel, my moon. I'm not anywhere near done with you. Ainsley's eyes glint, wicked and a little predatory, behind her glasses. She's come so far from the timid astrophysicist who summoned the moon. Celine smiles, and for not the first time, she wishes they had more than a blue moon to be together. Damn.
Very nice.
Yeah. Okay, Katie. I said clit twice. Wow. That was good.
Yeah.
Super hot. So sweet. Everybody
She
really
did warn it was explicit.
It was good. It was good explicit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Katie. Okay. Did I blush?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was like, I wonder if I blushed. Oh, that was so good. Girl, so good. So good. Stunned. Beautiful writing. Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Love that reveal at the end. Yes, right? Hello. Look at this. Speechless. Yes. Intense. Look at all the love for you. Stunning writing. I know. I know. Oh my goodness. Katie.
You
ready?
Yep.
Okay.
The space meeting on the lake.
Or-
Golden dots scurry through the darkness of Lake Venus as the crickets chirp gently, floated and sways through the cool breeze against the azure glass of water reflecting the blue moon like a mirror image. As I sat on the pier on the lake, strange sounds began echoing through the rustling maple trees. I had heard the rumors and partly wanted to witness it myself. That's actually why I come out here tonight on Friday the 13th. The legend always say this and that, but they're never accurate or right most of the time. I want to be the one that finds them once and for all, dead or alive. Preferably me alive, them dead scenario. Or at least me alive and them unconscious, as I really don't want to kill, unless I have to. But I guess beggars can't be choosers in this case. If, and only if, it does happen, it'll be me that finds it. It's about 11 p.m. when something odd starts happening as the reported strange light appears over the lake. I couldn't see anything flying, but then again, I just couldn't see anything even with the moonlight reflecting on the lake's surface. All of a sudden, the light becomes too bright for my eyes to stay focused. I'm blinded. I didn't see what came out of it at the moment it happened. I did, however, see what it may have been afterwards, as it distantly walked through the shallow parts of the waters, waving at the now dimmed object escalating up above at breakneck speed. What in the world did I just see? What in the hell was that hairy thing walking across the waters towards the wooded area? That's when it yells, "Be careful with your warp core. We still can't account for all the missing bottles. That party tonight was sure lit. There is a lesson in here somewhere about tonight. 1. Never delve too deeply into an old legend, as you never know what you're getting yourself into. 2. Don't drink and fly. And I'm still not sure what they're going to get out of our atmosphere tonight at the rate that drunk saucer is catapulting itself through the skies. No, I don't mean tea saucer either. 3. Never get yourself drunk while stargazing, because not even the strongest liquors are going to mask your memory and make you forget you've just seen a 6-foot gray alien come out of a spaceship and go home into the forest. I'm still not sure he or she is truly from this planet, let alone this galaxy. Definitely for sure not from my zip code." The end.
I love that. Who was that? Shawnee?
Yeah.
I loved it. Labyrinth of Timers. Loved that. I love the voice. It was giving me fun, playful to go against our steamy start. That was great. I loved it. Way to go. Okay. So what's left? I sent you Deirdre's. Do you want me to read mine? And then anybody else wants to send one in on this prompt before we go to prompt 2. So we've got Deirdre left, me, and then next prompt. Yes, you went weird, but we love you for it. It was good. And yes, people are talented. We're going to save Deidre for last, and then I'm going to go real quick. So let me blow this up. Y'all know I can't read it when it's small. Okay. Leaves crunch under my feet as I press onward deeper and deeper into Creatura Forest. The wind whistled through the trees, carrying the smell of damp wood. Branches overhead lashed and crashed into one another like waves on the sand, but the moon hung low, casting a soft glow over everything in sight. The holiest night for our coven is the night of the blue moon. Crickets sing their love songs, matching one another note for note in harmonies that fill the void, and fireflies dance along in their mating rituals. It's a night unlike any other where anything is possible. I never stopped to consider that maybe the magical current that pulsed up out of the earth might draw other creatures out to revel in this once a year event. Witches don't socialize with other creatures. In today's world of human selfishness run amok, we do well to stick to our own and stay off their radar. I smelled him before I saw him. He smelled like old socks soaked in nail polish remover. Not wanting to let on that I knew he was following me, I kept moving towards the coven's gathering circle. The smell seemed to fade and then come on so strong my eyes watered. Clearly he was stalking me, meaning this fool didn't know I too am a creature. In the event he's just turned and still suffering from some bloodlust, maybe I can give him a clue without drawing too much attention. I made a show of drawing each rune to summon all the fireflies in the forest to light my path and brighten the area so maybe my secret admirer would show himself. Are you going to introduce yourself? I asked to the undead pursuer. I felt the whoosh of air before I felt his icy cool hand on mine. We need to get you out of here. It's not safe. Said the creep who's been tracking me like an Eagle Scout the last half hour. Hard no. What's your name there, Count Dracula? I asked while pushing free of his grasp and regaining some ground between us. Jalen, there we met. Can we go now? No, actually. Before I could finish my thought, I heard the gnashing of teeth and a growl that rattled my soul as it blew past me. Shit, another life lost to a handsome bad boy. Thank you. I did finish. I mean, I would have written more, but I was like, well, let's just end it. She died.
Okay.
There we go. That was fun. Okay. D, you ready for D? Is it dirty? D, give us a hint.
I got it.
Creatura is Latin for creature. So it really wasn't that creative. I literally Googled Latin creature.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
The cricket's song fills the cool night air as I step into the creaky porch of the cabin, their chirping mingling with the soft glow of fireflies waltzing through the moonlit trees. I take a deep breath, ready to unwind from the chaos of the city, but the scent of cedar smoke makes me pause. The lights are already on inside. Pausing, I double-check the address on my itinerary. I'm at the right address. I cautiously peer through the window to see a familiar muscular frame bent over the fireplace. Oh, sorry. No way. It can't be. Ricardo? I blurt out as the door swings open. He whips around. He whips around, dark brows knitting together. Tara? His gravelly voice sends a shiver down my spine. What are you doing here? My cheeks burn. After all these years, his deep brown eyes still make my knees weak. I could ask you the same question. I fire back, jutting out my chin. Ricardo runs a hand down his cropped hair. I need some time away after, He trails off, glancing at the floor. So sorry. Of course, he'd come here. This cabin held so many memories for us. I soften my tone. I know it's been a long time, but I'm here if you want to talk. He shakes his head, the walls going up around him like always. I'd rather just be alone. I fight the urge to roll my eyes. He's still as stubborn as ever. Well, too bad, buddy, I say, shoving my phone in his direction and showing my booking. I booked this cabin for the whole weekend. I'm not going anywhere. I brush past him into the cabin. If he thinks he can get rid of me that easily, he's got another thing coming. Like hell you are. Ricardo's jaw tightens as I make myself comfortable on the worn leather couch. This was supposed to be my space to clear my head. I can't do that with you barging in here. I prop my feet up on the coffee table and fold my arms. Look, I get you're going through a tough time, but I drove 3 hours to get here. I'm not leaving now. He runs a hand over his face in frustration. Some things never change. He's always so broody and intense. Why are you being so stubborn about this? Why are you? I counter, raising an eyebrow. A hint of a smile tugs at his lips. You always knew how to push my buttons. Someone had to keep you on your toes. I grin up at him. Admit it, you miss my sass. He shakes his head, but I can see the amusement in his eyes. After a beat, he sighs. Fine. I guess we can make this work. I pump my fist in victory. That's the spirit. And he sits in the armchair across from me. The laughter fades from his face. It's been a long time, Tara. 5 years? Just about. I nod slowly, thinking back to my sophomore and junior years in college, which were spent mostly wrapped up in his bed, or around that gorgeous... Why do you do this to me? Okay. I can't do it.
You want me to read it?
Okay, I'll do it. Just about, I nod slowly, thinking back to my sophomore year and junior years in college, which were spent mostly wrapped up in bed or around this gorgeous pierced cock of his. Then there was our painful breakup senior year when he announced he'd enlisted in the army. We never got closure. Ricardo runs his fingers over his military tags. Feels like another lifetime ago. It does. I study his chiseled profile in the firelight, taking in the new lines of his forehead and the solemn set of his jaw. He must have been through so much since then. We both have. Maybe us meeting up like this again here is fate. A chance for us to finally move forward. So, Ricardo begins, avoiding my eyes. Are you ready for us to start the movie now, baby? I spin around to the bathroom door to see a sexy brunette wrapped in nothing but a towel entering the room. And that's it!
Wow, Deirdre. And Laura, I'm proud of you. You said pierced cock in the same sentence.
I did.
I know. Well, and I said clit. So what did I... Oh. Yeah. We need more, Dee. We need more. What a night. You guys met the heat level. You did it. You understood the assignment. Okay, I'm gonna throw up some of these comments because people were just living for it. Go, Laura, go. Oh my. This is actually true. Who doesn't love a pierced cock, Christian? Come on. Boom, as they say. Poor Laura. Big slay. You know.
I've never said those words out loud in my life.
There is a first time for everything, and Dee is the reason for the season. So thank you, Dee, for bringing us pierced cock. Okay. So I have one more to read, and then we will go to the next. Wait, let me see where this starts. It's September 29th. Okay. To the next prompt. Are we ready?
Ready.
It wasn't every day you engaged in a midnight baking session with your rival who you kissed. Sadly, Xavier wasn't most people. Or maybe he should count himself lucky Lydia had come over for an impromptu baking session. Sure, the timing couldn't have been more terrible, with his parents sound asleep upstairs, but it was worth it. It was worth it to see the smile on Lydia's face whenever she got into baking mode. Tonight, they were making cranberry pecan cake. Pecans, the ingredient that almost caused him to lose his younger sister. He shuddered. The ingredient that almost caused him to lose Lydia. He gritted his teeth. He shouldn't have been so reckless. He should have trusted his gut instinct back then. Xavier? Lydia's voice brings him out of his daydream, a concerned expression on her face. Is everything okay, sweetheart? Xavier settled for a small smile as he folded the cranberries into the cake mixture. Yeah, why wouldn't I be? Lydia raised an eyebrow, coming up behind him as she put her hands around his frame. Xavier let out a heavy sigh. If you really want to know, I was worried about you. He trailed off, looking down at the floor. Worried? Lydia blinked. Why would you be worried? That's what I got. Love it. Bring me baking things. Spoilers. Okay, spoilers. Sugar and spice. Loved it. This is why I intentionally missed the stream. See? I know. Thank you. Everybody's so good. Baking sesh. I know. This is what I'm saying. Me too. I do love the name Xavier. It was cute.
You don't have to behave, Deidre. It's fine.
I know. We all want to hear the rest. Hit us with the rest, Joanne. Keep going. Give us more of that Lydia Xavier hotness. Okay, people. We got one more. We got one more. Are we ready for the last prompt? Are we doing 2 or 3? What do you want to do? What was your favorite? 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2. Who assigns seats at a wedding? Reception, sure, but the wedding? And why, of all the people at this blessed event, did she seat me next to them?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. So who assigns seats at a wedding? A frickin' control freak, that's who. What kind of crazy person does that? Reception, sure, but the wedding? And why, of all the people at this blessed event, did she seat me next to them? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, Laura, how much time? Were we going to do more time? Someone said 45 minutes in honor of JC, but that is a long time. I mean, we can do it. I might be able to actually finish a story in 45 minutes, but do we have 45 minutes in honor of JC? With 37. Okay, good compromise.
It'll be in between.
Okay. All right, people. You know how caliente it got last time. I don't know if you can do it with this one. Enemies to lovers. Give me what you got. I want to hear.
Wait, no, that would be a funeral, not a wedding. Never mind.
You make it a wedding and a funeral. I hope in this next round someone gets.
A closed casket is a flat surface.
I want to say clit and cock in a story, same story next round. So that is the challenge for everyone.
Oh yeah, I had to hit play.
It is a challenge. Come on, hit me with it, and don't tell me who's going to make me read it. Oh, we love you all. Okay, go right, go forth, and be merry.
And married.
I'm going to quickly say goodnight to my husband, and then I'll be right.
How dare. Yes, Katie. Yes.
Laura. Oh,
Yes.
I think I took a big turd on my desktop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just a big shit fest.
Oh. Oh.
How was yours? How was your talent flowing?
All right.
Okay, well, that's going to be good. Is it spicy? Is it medium?
It's getting to the spice. It's 780 through
You got 783 words?
782. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't. But that's good. That's a lot of words. Awesome sauce. Do you want to read? Okay, people, how did everybody else do? Let's roll. Oh, wait, we had some people come in, by the way. Sister, hi, friend. Carrie, hey, friend, how are you? And then I thought I saw, did I see something else? Say something, ask something, whatever. Okay, so y'all know the rules. Go to the Instagram. You can send it to me at Barrett_Laurie or at nettles.animation and share your story. Oh, emailing to Laura. Yes, Christian. Yes.
Yeah.
Love it. Hi, Suey. Hi, Fran. It's been so long. Oh, Deidre, mine has all kinds of curse words in it and craziness. Like, I don't even know what I just wrote. I think it's a mess. So send it. I'll read it. I've pursued last names while watching the first episode of AHS Coven for inspo. Oh, I love that season. Good, good. Hi, friend. Hi, friend. I love the other strange one. Send it. Send it. All right. Let's see what we got. We have... Shawnee just sent me one. All right. You've got one from Christian. We've got yours and mine. Deidre, send it. We'll read it, even if it's a naughty. So do you want me to read first this time? Such a mess, and I don't remember any of what I wrote, so enjoy. Okay.
Woo!
Sounds like mine, Katie, except yours is going to probably be good. I've got the Google Doc, so we're good. There's Katie's. Okay. You've got Christian. Is that right?
Not yet.
Not yet. Christian's emailing to Laura. And then if Deidre sends hers in, I'll forward Shawnee's over your way, and I'll read Deidre's in case it's spicy. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'll read these two. I'll forward you this one. Boop. Okay. All right. So, sorry, was I supposed to read first? Was that what we decided?
Sure.
Okay. I tried something different, so be prepared. It's probably terrible. I thought I had reading glasses. Bear with me, friends, and let me get my reading glasses real quick.
Barrett's old.
He is so old. Oh, whole new world. Okay. There we go. All right. I absolutely love weddings. What I don't love is being invited to a wedding. What I don't love is being invited to the wedding of your best friend that also happens to be the first cousin of the guy I'm still digmatized over. I say digmatized because I refuse to say I'm still in love with him. I'm not. I've worked on myself. I've focused on personal growth and opened myself up to men who are emotionally available. It's just a shame that none of them can make my toes curl the way Travis Connor did. Oof. Can't get to thinking about that or I'll spring a chubby in the lobby of this sanctuary, and that is not the image I want Travis left with. He should be thinking about how I'm in the best shape of my life, that I am glowing and seem more serious than he remembers. In reality, I scored an Adderall prescription, stuck to a laxative and Pedialyte diet this week, and paid $295 to have my natural glow airbrushed on. So the air of having my shit together is a bit of a sleight of hand, but fake it till you make it, am I right? I scanned the crowd gathering in the reception area of the sanctuary, hoping to catch a glimpse of Travis. The idea of seeing him, even from a safe distance, sent a shock of electricity down my spine. Can I help you find your seat? A woman's voice asked softly behind me. No, thanks, doll. I'm a back row Baptist kind of girl, if you know what I mean. The bewildered look on her face told me she didn't have the first clue what I meant. Uh-huh, well, this is a Presbyterian church, and the bride has assigned the seating. No shit. I mean, assigned seats for the ceremony? I asked. I was the bewildered one now. I knew Elizabeth Libby Connor was a control freak of the highest order, but this is so anal, not even I can get into it. Yes, sir. Now, if you'll give me your name, I'll help you find your seat. Kyle Ridgel. Oh, goodness. Libby's friend, Kyle. Oh, gosh. You have a prime seating up with the family, she said, turning to lead the way. The family? What the hell, Libby? Why would she invite me to this wedding after all these years and seat me with the family? She knows my history with Travis. Libby told us that she was so excited to see you after all this time, she said, leading Kyle further and further from the safety of the back rows. You're right here. Thank you for your help, I said, while looking around for the nearest exit in case I needed to run. This is total bullshit. Why did I come? I mean, I came in case Travis decided he wanted to have a quickie in the coat room at the reception, but why put myself through this? A masochist. That's what my therapist called it, I think. She was a real bitch, too, come to think of it. Hey, Kyle, Travis said, breaking through my inner anxiety spiral. I looked up and instantly felt my mouth gape open. Travis looked every bit as delicious as he did when I saw him last. Only now there were a few gray flecks in his hair, and he had some lines around his eyes that gave him zaddy cred. Hey, Trav, still out there picking up tricks from Grindr after dinner dates with your mom that your mom set you up with? Travis laughed as he stepped past me to take his seat in the pew. No one calls me Trav anymore, and my mom hasn't set me up with women since I told her I like dicks way more than chicks. I swear if your evil cousin sat me next to you and your twink boyfriend, I'm going to go postal and turn this from a wedding into a funeral. I said, not caring how pathetic I sounded. I wasn't sure my cocky front would hold back the tears I wanted to unleash. This motherfucker left me heartbroken and alone because he couldn't see himself as gay, and now he's the Grand Master of the Pride Parade? The nerve. No, boyfriend. I actually asked to be seated next to you. Libby told me you and your guy broke up, so I schemed to have her invite you without a +1 option. His hand sliding down my inner thigh. I hope I'm not too late.
What? What? Exactly, Katie. What? The nerve. Absolute nerve. The unmitigated gall.
Horrible. So, I tried something different. Tried a different voice. Okay. What's up? What's on deck?
Should I read mine?
Yeah.
I also named the bride Elizabeth.
Did you really? That's funny.
Did.
That's so funny. Mind meld.
The venue is beautiful. Floral arrangements everywhere, draped silks, and archway at the altar. I straightened my tie and vest before sliding down a pew to my assigned seat at the bride's side. As her best guy friend in college, I was sat close to the front. A quartet is already playing in a corner as more guests trickle in. Then Key walks through the door. Andrew, the no-good player who broke my heart in elementary school. Damn, did he grow up good. Tall, chiseled jaw with a 5 o'clock shadow, perfect hair, perfect teeth, and those same blue eyes that filled my dreams of questioning my sexuality as a kid. He walks closer with all the grace of a dancer. And closer. Then stops at my pew. Damn. Andrew looks at me, and our eyes meet. His glitter with delight and recognition. Daniel, it's been a while. I try to not grit my teeth as he sits a little too close. Last time I saw you, when was that? He asks. The day you kissed Nathan behind the playground shed when and you tried to hide it from me? I bite out. He laughs. Oh yeah, Nathan Balder. I wonder what happened to him. What about you, man? It's been a while. How can he be so flippant about cheating? He had agreed to be my boyfriend and then kissed pretty boy Nathan the very next day. He was definitely not to be trusted. And if he was still this flippant. I'm a senior at UCLA, I state, trying to keep it civil for the sake of the wedding. All right, I'm at UCLA too, majoring in business. You? Chemistry. No wonder our paths haven't crossed on campus. Science gives me a rash. I hope Nathan gave you a rash, I think, then shake my head. That was 4th grade. Let it go. The air conditioning turns on, and I get a good whiff of Andrew's cologne. Damn, it's fine. I try to control my breathing and space it out so he doesn't notice me smelling him. The wedding commences without a further hitch. Elizabeth looks breathtaking in her dress as her father walks her down the aisle. Her husband is sober, put together, and the vows elegant. The smiles they exchange warm my soul. It's so good to see her happy. Andrew's thigh touches mine, and my brain blanks. Does he realize he's touching me? Is this on purpose? But his eyes are on the couple. I brush it off, but leave my leg where it is. After a minute, I can feel the heat of him through the contact. He runs warmer than me, and still smells divine. I'm so focused on the touch, I nearly miss standing to applaud the new bride and groom. Andrew turns to me and smiles in a way that makes my stomach flutter. What table are you at for the reception? 5. Me too. He smirks, and my pulse races. How about that? We make our way to the back where the reception is held. The bar and dance floor are already open by the time we make it there. It's time for the bride and groom to have their first dance, calls out the DJ. Elizabeth and her husband dance to a song I know Elizabeth picked out with sappy lyrics. They take their bows after the final chords fade, then people swarm to give congratulations. The music switches to more upbeat. Care to dance? Andrew says, extending his hand. I blink. What? You? Me? Dance? He hasn't even gotten drunk yet. Why is he asking me to dance? In a daze, I accept his hand. His hand fits in mine, and he leads me out. The lights twirl, reflecting in his blue eyes, changing them to purple, then gold. His perfectly tailored suit hugs his narrow hips and broad chest, buttons slightly open, distracting me as we dance. I keep looking at his ass, his exposed collarbones, and lips that I haven't kissed since 4th grade. He moves as if he's comfortable with himself, self-assured and desirable, things I never am. My breath hitches as his hand runs down my back. Loosen up, he whispers in my ear. You deserve to enjoy this. I gaze into his face as he pulls back and make up my mind as his eyes flick to my lips. I lit my lower lip to test a theory and can't help but smile at his expression of want. I am desirable. Me, Daniel, the one who has never been cheated on, has only ever been cheated on since 4th grade. Tonight wasn't a real relationship, though. It was the chance to live in the moment. That's all I got.
Oh my gosh. Can I just tell you, I was living for that voice. So bitter since the 4th grade. I love there was someone up here who was like, oh, the scandal. And I was like, exactly. I'm just dying. Elementary school. Like, really held on to that obsession, though.
Mm-hmm.
Cheating in elementary school, I'm crying. Yeah, Ho Dare might have been right, though. Really, though. Yeah, I'm like, that was so much fun. All the ass, poor Daniel. See, I loved it. That was great. You were feeling some like rom-com vibes too.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. Okay, that was good. That was a mood lifter. I'll be laughing about Daniel and Nathan in the 4th grade for days. Okay, we got some peoples. So who's next? I'll read. Okay, I'm gonna go. Katie sent me first, so I'll read it, and then we'll close with Deirdre's after yours. Okay, where did I put them here? Let's blow this up, Katie Ann, because you know your girl is getting old. All right. Who assigns seats at a wedding? Max can think of a few answers, and he considers them in an effort to draw his brain away from this disaster. A sociopath, a control freak, a type A Virgo, which is me. Well, perhaps Max is cheating with the last one. He knows Lacey is a Virgo and is proud of it too. Their birthdays were what drew them together in the first place 17 years ago in that cramped 3rd grade classroom. Shared cupcakes and a candle for each of them. But the week that separated their birthdays meant that Lacey got to be rigid and regimented and fastidious, and Max, as a Libra, got the commitment issues and flightiness. Although, if a psychologist looked at their lives, they'd probably take into account their respective traumas and say the stars have nothing to do with it, but that's much less fun to think about. Max adjusts his tie. It's uncomfortable around his throat, but he's wearing it for her, and the strict instructions on dress code. It's May, comfortably warm, and the whole venue is a riot of exploding blossoms and flowers. While Lacey was firm on the fact that all men wear monochromatic black and white suits, and the women wear white, she let the florist go all out in the flowers. Every color of the rainbow is accounted for, and it's so aggressively colorful that it nearly gives Max a migraine. He steps off the steps of the main house and snakes his way along the paved path to the bride's half of the seating. The guests' names are written in fancy cursive on golden cards, laminated and shimmering with glee in the sun. Max pauses by his seat. It's on the end, near the aisle, and there is already a man sitting in the seat next to him. Oh no. Max wonders if it's too late to leave. He knows those long legs, stretched out before him, feet propped on the legs of the chair in front of him without a care in the world. The bottom of his trousers ride up, showing off vividly green socks. He's flipping through the program without even really reading it. His thumb coasts along the sides before he pinches it shut and fans himself. He hasn't seen Max yet. He could still run. But then his head turns. He's wearing sunglasses. Max scoffs, and George Hector sees him. Or at least Max assumes. He can't see George's eyes. Max, George says, his lips flatten into a thin, displeased line. Georgie, Max says, because he knows George hates it. George's mouth pinches even further, and Max sees heat flush up his neck. Fancy seeing you here, George says, his voice saying the exact opposite. Max can't stand awkwardly in the aisle any longer. An elderly man is hobbling down it, and Max sits down. The chairs are pressed so close together that when Max shifts, their knees bump. George jerks as if burned, and Max huffs. Don't be so dramatic. He looks over at George and hates that he can't see his eyes. Sit down. George reaches up and runs his fingers over his brown hair. The sun brings out the gilded edges, and Max realizes that all of his memories of George, apart from one, are usually bathed in warm sunlight. It always seemed to be high in the sky whenever he was near George, even in the middle of the night. And take your stupid sunglasses off, Max snarls under his breath, and George elbows him like they're 12. Fuck off. Wish I could, Max says, looking over the rest of the chairs. Most people are already seated and chatting with their seat neighbors. Most are families, all clustered together and laughing in the warm air. He envies them. They get to huddle together and enjoy the moment with their loved ones. And Max, as a single man without any family, gets George. A bee buzzes near the chair in front of him, and on instinct, he reaches out and swats at it. Are you insane? George hisses under his breath, his hand clamping around Max's like a vice. You're allergic. I'm getting rid of it, Max snaps, looking back at George. He has taken off his sunglasses, and fuck. Max had forgotten how very blue George's eyes are, wide and round and framed by long, dark lashes. He blinks them rapidly now as if he's surprised that Max would remember. George withdraws his hand, and Max feels the imprint of his touch like a second skin. Thanks, George grumbles, planting his hands in his lap. Max bounces his knee as silence falls over them, and they sit there, as awkward as their first date. George smacks his knee with his program, and his glare is icy. Is Randy not here? Max can't help but sneer, vaguely annoyed by not being allowed to fidget. George winces. No, he says flatly. Oh, has your perfect man tired of you, Georgie? Max asks, unable to resist the desire to plunge any emotional knife into any soft part of George. George's jaw clicks as his teeth grind together. Don't call me that, he says, and then with a pointed look adds, Maxie. Max sticks his tongue out at him, and George rolls his eyes. Fucking brat. Max looks away as heat splashes across the back of his neck. George has definitely said that before, but usually without the vitriol. Usually when Max was... He cheated on me. George's words derail every thought in Max's head. What? Max searches George's profile for some sign that he's lying, that he's bluffing or trying to pull some weird stunt. But no. George's jaw is locked tight, and he's looking everywhere but Max. Bastard, Max murmurs, and George jerks as if Max touched him again. Thought you'd say I deserved it, George murmurs. And while Max is an asshole, blame his Libra sun sign, he isn't that bad. No one deserves that, not even you, Georgie, Max says. His voice scrapes over the nickname now with more affection than derision. George looks at him fully now. A rogue wave falls over his forehead, brushes against his strong, straight, bushy brow. Once Lacey tried to convince George to wax his brows because they were too much. Now Max has the weird urge to brush his thumb over them and push his hair back. He just wants to see if he leans into the touch like he did before. Thanks, George says with a sour twist of his mouth. Max goes to say something, but the wedding march strikes up, and he can't think of something worthwhile to whisper. George finds him at the reception at a back table. Max twists his wine glass round and round, watching the legs swash over the sides. George melts into one of the chairs, his tie loose around his throat, and the first button popped. What do you want? We're not required to sit together now, Max says as he drags his eyes to the dance floor. Lacey's spinning with her groom, a rather boring man named Adam, but he has a good job and kind eyes, so Max can't really object to Lacey settling. George sighs. No, but you're the only other one moping, so maybe we could commiserate? Max glances at George, finds his gaze dragging slowly over Max's face. A sheen of sweat on his upper lip is strangely tempting. There's something oddly vulnerable in the way George is looking at him, glassy-eyed and half-drunk. How recently did you break up with Randy? Max asks. George shrugs. Too recently. He presses his knuckles to his sternum. Still hurts, he mumbles. Max leans back in his chair, matching George's pose. I never fucking liked him. George barks out a humorless laugh. Doesn't matter now, does it? Max shrugs, trying to stay lax and even. No, I guess not. Then, with more courage than he feels, he reaches out and his hand lands on George's thigh. He thinks he might have been aiming for George's shoulder, but it got a bit wayward. His heart throbs in his chest and something like desire coils in his stomach. It's corroded now, old, and Max knows this will only get his heart broken again. George doesn't flinch away from Max now. What went wrong? George asks, tilting his head back. You tell me, Max whispers, his teeth aching to scrape over George's sharp jaw, kiss that sensitive spot below his ear, hear if George still makes that high, sighing, whimpering sound when he does. Doesn't matter now, George repeats. His cheeks are flushed. Max's hand drifts higher on his thigh. Red tinges George's ear tips, sprawls down his throat, and Max knows he'd be hot and red all the way down to his navel once he'd found it sexy. Actually, he finds it sexy now. Do you want? Max asks, but he can't finish the sentence. His throat is too dry and his brain is whirling with images. It's too much like deja vu, and he wishes he could take the words back. George's hips jerk upward, and Max cups his cock. George's lashes flutter closed, and he groans, low in his throat, too soft for anyone but Max to hear. It's almost like they're teenagers again, hot and horny for each other, but now George is opening his eyes and looking at Max with a pleading look. It's like he's staring through a cracked lens. It's distorted. The same, but different. Come on, Max says, one final squeeze around George's cock. A promise. Maybe assigned seats at a wedding weren't so bad. He got 2 scenes in that amount of time. 2!
Roy's whining.
And 2 cocks. 2 cocks and 2 scenes.
Yeah, go.
Okay. Yeah, Briley too. They're both, the dogs must be talking to each other like, okay. Oh my. Yes, you're grumpy. That was hot, Katie Ann. Got me hot. Okay, who do we have up? Cover your ears, Roy. 2 for 2, baby. 2. What was it? Can I share? Of course, send it to me. See my bookshelf needs these books. Agree. I appreciate the cock. We love you for it. Okay, who do you got, Laura?
Labyrinth. Okay. The epic disaster of Monte Carlo. Oh, the agony of finding out after it's the invitation from hell. Soon as the guests arrived to do the things one does at the blessed day of an overcast wedding, Everyone's standing in a line waiting for seats like a bunch of groupies at one of those old Woodstock concerts back in '69. When I'm directed finally like a patron to my seat, I found them seated right next to mine. Oh no! Now I know, you know, what's frozen over right about now. As he peered up gleefully, his brown eyes somehow shining in this gloomy bride's day. I sat down hesitantly as I finally realized that complaining about the seat won't do me any favors. As I stared over at the epic 2-year-old meltdown, one of the relatives of the groom, while they tried to remind them of who they were. I guess they thought the guy had amnesia or something. We'd never gotten to meet our friend's fiancé and wished we had. They bring in a 6-foot dark oak coffin where the groom should be. My pulse and heart race in unison, creating a strange musical from within my shocked soul. 2 men in what appeared to be painter's garb suddenly approached the coffin, forcefully prying it open. Who the hell is that? I thought, as they glared towards the minister. I wriggled in my seat, making an effort to avoid contact with the person next to me, when suddenly he dropped to the ground, wrapping his pale, scrawny arms around me. I never imagined him being afraid of anything, especially given his douchey geek persona in high school. That all changed when he abruptly grabbed my arm and whisked me away from the wedding, just as the vows were being read, leading me into a semi-truck where all this wedding stuff is stored. When a glimmer of white emerges from the darkness, once more a tall figure in the darkness with the glowing eyes stares me down as they approach. I feel their teeth and hot breath settling on my neck. Screaming now, I slapped them away as I bolted out of the truck to my car. The next morning, I retrieved the paper and saw on the Just Married page, Mr. and Mrs. Dracula were gathered together with friends and family to celebrate their newlywed life. On the next page, in the crime record book for the same place, incident happened just as the bride said I do. Witnesses reported a strange creature in the place where the groom would have been, who attempted to bite and cause injury to the guests of the wedding party. No one knows what caused them to do such a strange thing. Well, no serious injury, though it is recommended they all receive a rabies shot for safety's sake. Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. You were on a whole funny vibe tonight, Labyrinth. Mm-hmm. We're giving us all the comedy. Creature. Sorry, I keep missing my mouse. You're also a past person. We're gonna have lots of those vibes. We love you, friend.
Bye.
Love ya. We miss ya. I know the rabies shot. I loved it. Labyrinth, I loved the vibe. Give us more of it. Loved it. We love you. We love you. We love you. We'll keep them coming, Esther. Okay. So, way to go, Labyrinth. I loved it. I think it's this cold still making my brain funky. Yeah, same. Cliffhanger. I have never been to a wedding with that sort of vibe. Most of them are filled with elderly aunts and uncles and unattractive people. But tis. That's another kind of story.
There you go, Esther.
Esther said cock twice. Laura said pierced cock. I know. I'm going to freeze it and make it a meme. And send it
no.
Just like whenever I need to, be like, Laura. Okay. So I read Katie Ann's. So Deidre's. Do you have another one to read, Laura? Did you get Christian's in the email?
Yes.
Good. Okay, then I'll read Deidre's. You can read Christian's, and then I'll read Joanne's.
Okay.
Okie dokie schmooky. The cricket song fills the cool night air as I step onto the creaky porch of the cabin. Their chirping mingling with the soft glow of fireflies waltzing through the moonlit trees. I take a deep breath, ready to unwind from the chaos of the city, but the scent of cedar smoke makes me pause. The lights are already on inside. Pausing, I double-check the address on my itinerary. Wait, did I remember reading the wrong one? Did we already hear this one? Am I crazy?
Deidre says that's the old one.
That's what I thought. All I have, Deidre, is you were forewarned. So send it to me again. That's the last prompt. So send it to me one more time. And I'll read Joanne's real quick. Let me see where this starts. Here we go. Darcy took a seat in the middle section. Oh, I'm going to have to wear glasses. Whew. Darcy took a seat in the middle section and the assigned seat in the bride's section. As much as she loved the way the heels made her look taller, they were killing her poor feet. She couldn't wait to get back home to her comfy bed and binge watch Criminal Minds with Xavier. Same. Criminal Minds, the first show Xavier got her into during their freshman year of high school, although she always held back a shudder when the camera managed to show the audience the scene of the crime the unsub had committed. Darcy loved the way Xavier's eyes lit up when he saw his favorite character on screen. What she wouldn't give to be with me right now, instead of a silver cocktail dress, and that hugged her figure and felt way too hot for her liking. She should have worn... That's all I got, Joanne. You gotta send me more. Send me more. New. Okay, I have new, Deidre, but nothing else. Is it not coming through to me? And Joanne, yours stopped there. Okay, if there's more to that, Joanne, send it to me. And Deidre, all I got was new. So maybe I'll give you my email, Deidre, and you can send it to me there. Laura, you have Christians you can read.
Okie dokie.
I give Deidre my email address. I think Deidre has it.
Why are you so whiny, sir? Hello, my good boy. You're so soft. I love you. Okay, I shall read. Hi, Roy. Ronan didn't even want to go to this wedding, but it was his only cousin, and he couldn't disappoint her on her special day. He slowly made his way to the table he was assigned, trying to avoid meeting anyone's gaze. He wasn't in the mood to chit-chat. No one in his family ever said anything bad to his face, but he knew what they thought of him. He didn't fit in. He spotted the card on the table with his name printed on it and sat down, sighing in relief. He was ready to drink and eat cake. Hopefully, he could make a quick exit before anyone noticed him and tried to strike up a conversation. His hopes were quickly dashed when he spotted who was sitting beside him. "What the fuck are you doing here?" Ronan demanded. He was quiet, but his words were full of venom. Jake gave him one of his signature smug smirks, crossing his muscular arms over his chest. "Your cousin invited me," he answered. "You should have declined," Ronan said, scowling. Jake chuckled. "I thought we were old friends." "You may be old, but we're not a friend." "But you're not a friend," Ronan muttered. "She doesn't know that you stole my boyfriend." "Ouch," Jake said, touching his chest as if he were wounded. "Old? 30 isn't old. You're only a year younger than me, and I didn't steal your boyfriend, Ro." "Yes, you did," Ronan insisted. "He tried to kiss me." Ronan scrunched up his face in disgust. "Don't remind me." "I didn't want him," Jake informed him. "I told him no." "That doesn't make me feel better." Jake sighed. "You're such a brat." "What did you just call me?" Ronan hissed. "A brat," Jake repeated. There was a cruel smile on his regularly handsome face. "What are you going to do about it?" A squabble broke out between them. Jake raised his fist like he was going to hit him, but then reconsidered. Instead, he grabbed a fistful of Ronan's short curls and tugged roughly. "Let go of my hair," Ronan warned. "Afraid I'll mess it up?" Jake taunted. He gave Ronan's hair another hard tug. "Oh," Ronan breathed. "What the fuck?" Jake studied Ronan's face for a moment, searching for something. "What's wrong with you?" He pulled off Ronan's hair hard enough that Ronan's head jerked backward a little. He nearly tipped right out of his chair. Jake was in full control, though. He was leaning in close, and Ronan was overwhelmed with the sweet cinnamon scent on him. He shivered involuntarily. "Are you fucking enjoying this?" Jake demanded. "Are you getting off on this?" "No," Ronan lied automatically. "Then why is your cock hard?" That's it.
I love it. First of all, love it, Christian. Second of all, love that you got Laura to say cock. That was like a thing tonight. Everybody just went. The banter was gold. I'm really loving everyone's like character voice in these second stories. Like everybody had some feelings and they put it into it, and I love it. I'm here for it. Everything from the 4th grade cheater to all the call outs. Yes. I'm here for it. Loved it. Okay. What do we got? Okay, I'm going to finish up this scene of Joanne's, and then I'm going to read Deirdre's. "She should have worn something with short sleeves instead. You're looking nice, Moonflower." Darcy stiffened. Only one person called her that. She slowly turned to her right to see Tiwa give her a small smirk. Tiwa's eyes trailed over her figure. Nice dress you got there. Darcy's cheeks burned under Tiwa's gaze as she turned away to get her breathing under control. Thank you. Love, 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 Joanne. Giving me all the little love and vibes. Okay, wait.
Yay!
Yay. Okay, I finally got Deirdre's. Can't make it bigger, though. Oh, okay, we're just going to power through. The
Scroll. Control scroll will zoom.
Oh. Oh, wait. See, this is why I can't have nice things, Laura. Oh. No, not working in the DMs. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to read it. The usher leads me down the aisle past pews filled with strangers until we reach the back corner. Marco and his goons are already seated, 4 enormous men in ill-fitting suits, their gazes sliding over me. Marco's lips curl into a smirk, his eyes tracing the neckline of my dress. Heat floods my cheeks as memories surface. Marco's hands on my body, his mouth at my throat, the rasp of his stubble against my skin. I swallow hard, dragging my gaze away. Something was afoot here. Who assigns seats at a wedding? Reception? Sure. But the wedding? And why, of all the people at this blessed event, why the hell did she seat me next to them? The usher gestures to the empty seat beside Marco. Here you are, Sigurina. I clench my jaw. Of course, because this day wasn't already ruined. As the usher leaves, Marco waves off his men. They lumber to their feet and stride up the aisle, peering over their shoulders at me. When they're gone, Marco leans close. You look sexy when you're angry, Tesoro. His voice is a low rumble, the Italian endearment sliding over my skin like a caress. Heat floods my cheeks. The last time he called me that, we were tangled in sweaty sheets. I shove the memory away, glaring at him. Don't start with me. I know you set this whole thing up. And if I did, one corner of his mouth lifts. Admit it, you missed me. Like I'd miss a hole in the head. I fold my arms over my chest, acutely aware of his gaze on me. Leave me alone, Marco. You want me to leave you alone? His gaze turns predatory, sending a thrill through me. Or do you want me to make you scream my name again? My breath catches. Bastard. He knows exactly which buttons to press. I open my mouth to tell him off, but at that moment the bride appears at the back of the church. Marco settles back in his seat, clasping his hands on his lap. But his smile doesn't fade, and his words echo in my mind. The ceremony drags on, the priest's voice a dull drone in the background. All I can focus on is Marco's warmth next to me, his scent enveloping me, stirring up memories I've tried hard to bury. When the newly married couple walks back down the aisle, Marco stands and offers me his arm. I ignore it, pushing to my feet on my own, but he loops it through mine anyway, leaning down to murmur in my ear. There's no point in fighting this, Tesoro. We're meant to be together. Let go of me. I try to pull away, but his grip tightens. You're only making this harder on yourself. His breath feathers over my neck, and I fight back a shiver. Admit you want me as much as I want you. My heart thumps wildly. I want to deny his claim, but we both know it's a lie. Against all odds, against all reason, a part of me still wants him. We spill out onto the front steps of the church along with the other guests. Marco steers me off to the side, shielding me from the view against the outer wall. Marco. My protest dies on a gasp as his hand slides under my dress, cupping my throbbing cunt. I grip his wrist, torn between pushing him away and pulling him closer. His fingers find my pulsing clit. His touch ignites my body heat and need surging through my veins. You're so wet for me already, he rasps, massaging my clit until I whimper. Just like old times, eh? I squeeze my eyes shut, caught between mortification and pleasure. We're in public, for God's sake, but I can't bring myself to stop him. I've craved his touch for so long. No one will see, he promises, ripping at my neck. But you have to stay quiet or we'll get caught. Stay quiet? I can do that, biting my lip. I nod, giving in to his skin between my legs. His fingers circle and rub, building the pressure inside me. I grip his shoulders, my nails digging in as I struggle not to cry out. That's it, Tesoro, he murmurs. Let me make you come. I shatter around his hand, muffling my moans against his chest. Marco holds me through the aftershock, stroking my hair as I catch my breath. Still, I want to deny this is where you belong, he asks, withdrawing his hand. I glare up at him, but the effect is ruined by my flushed cheeks and mussed appearance. You're incorrigible. And you love it, Marco grins, glancing over my shoulder. The reception's starting, shall we? He offers his arm, the picture of a gentleman, as if he wasn't just fingering me to orgasm outside a church. I hesitate, acutely aware of the dampness between my legs. Marco's gaze darkens. You're mine, Bianca, and it's time you accepted that. A protest rises to my lips, but I swallow it down. I'm too exhausted to fight him, and God help me, a part of me doesn't want to anymore. Sighing, I take his arm. Just for today, I warn. We'll see. His smile is triumphant as he leads me inside. Yeah, I know. My husband walked in and goes, "What did you just say?" And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm like, that was me. That was me saying that word. Saying a word. I did give a challenge. You did it. And like I said, Rick just walked in like, I was like, I don't know. I'll tell you later. I know. Ricky was like, what are all those words? I thought you were writing about boys. He's very confused. Oh, that's fun. That was good. That was steamy. Ooh, steamy. I know it got steamy. Whose story? That was Deidre. D. Dee, I think you have, okay, everybody who has links, drop your links to share your things. If you got books and things to sell, drop them, sell them. Now's the time. This was great. Do we have any other story? I know Rick was a little like, what the fuck? That was a little bit. It was getting hot in here. This was so fun, everyone. This was a great night. Like, we really did go kind of caliente.
Yeah.
Did we have any others? I didn't have any come my way. Did you get everybody that sent you?
Yeah. Let me refresh my email.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, listen, squad, this was a lot of fun. This week was spicy and fun. I think Laura and I both needed a distraction from the week, and we got it.
Yeah.
You all delivered. Yeah. So, and I hope someone has the wherewithal to make Laura sing Pierce Cock and me sing the C word.
I've read it before. I've just never said it out loud.
I can probably say I've never said the C-U-N-T word out loud to anybody before. But challenge accepted. No, this is absolutely so much fun. I live for it. People come join us. Next week, Deidre is going to join us. Please, you guys, when you write, if you want to come up and read, so it's not just me and Laura absolutely blushing ourselves through your stories. We love them, but we love it if you come up and read them as well. So please come up and join us. Laura, do you have anything major coming up, going on? You want to plug? You just had some amazing videos come out this week.
I did. I have 3 videos out. One on how to come up with story ideas, how to flesh out and expand story ideas, and how to turn fan fiction into original fiction. So, yeah.
Oh, wait. Hang on. Let me fix this. I'm going to make Katie. I need to wrench them both. Hang on. This should have happened already. Sorry. Doing it now. That's amazing. Are you doing any of the Hearth story? Okay. Should we plug that, or is it too soon? It's just 2 weeks, right?
I don't even know.
Oh, okay. I don't want to depress you with it. It's like 2 weeks, I think. So anyway, a couple weeks, that's coming
Yeah.
up. So check out Laura's videos. Buy below, you'll see the links for Tiny Shivers, which is in season right now. Buy it for small children in your life. Put it under a pillow.
Small children.
Scare them with it. And then the steamy books are for the parents. So, and those are also linked below. So you will
I
find.
wouldn't recommend this for children. There's some
Oh, I know, but I mean,
getting run through with pipes.
there's a few you could read to a kiddo, couldn't you? No, a few.
Huh?
I read it. I thought there was a few I could read to a kid.
Yeah.
You
You could read the food ones.
Yeah. Okay, but buy it, people. Tomorrow night, AuthorTube karaoke. I just made a bunch of people wrenches, so share your things. Tomorrow, karaoke, Margaret's channel will be lots of fun. Don't know what the theme is. Feel like she told me. Already forgot it.
Might
Maybe.
be music.
Or spooky. Like it's Halloween month. But yeah, it's probably music. Okay, we love you. We'll see you next week. Same bat time-ish. We're never quite on time. Same place. And we love you, and we'll see you then. Roy is done with us, so we're done with you all. Love you. Bye. See you next week.